What is up, guys? And today we're going to be looking at Rhino Prime. In this video today we're going to be looking at a Iron Skin build and a Stomp build. The first config will be the Iron Skin build and the second one will be the Stomp build. The Iron Skin build is very good if you're just looking for out tankiness. This is what I'm using in this video in the sorties today. And then the second build is good for raids, crowd control in larger missions like interceptions for Grenier or Infested. Doesn't go so great with Corpus because obviously the nullifiers and stuff like that, but I guess it still could be used provided you can get rid of their shields. So the first build is extremely good for tanking. It uses one of the augments called Iron Shrapnel, which means that you can actually recast Iron Skin. Accompanied with all of the strength mods and the armor mod, this makes it incredibly tanky and you pretty much never die. However, obviously if you do take too much damage too quickly, or if you mess up the timing on your Iron Skin on when you're doing it, you obviously still can die. However, it's much harder. As you can see, this sortie right here is pretty difficult. However, I'm just using Rhino with Iron Skin, as well as the Galaxian Prime, and I'm absolutely smashing it. My teammates are going down everywhere, but, you know, it's kind of what happens when you come unequipped. Now this build is extremely good because of the strength on it, with Blind Rage, Intensify, and Transient Fortitude especially, as well as the Iron Shrapnel and then the armor mod, Steel Fiber. You want to try and get all of those mods up to rank 10 if possible, just so you can get really tanky. And then for the second build, obviously you're using Overextended, Stretch, Cunning Drift, so your Iron Skin isn't quite as good, but it still has the Iron Shrapnel on it. So you still are a bit tankier than just regular Iron Skin because you choose when you can cast it. For example, with Iron Skin, how it normally is, you can go into a corridor and then you'll just immediately be shot at if you only have like 40% left, but then you can recast it before you go into that corridor and you'll be a bit more tanky. Either way, let's move into the build. So on the first config, we obviously have Vitality, Steel Fiber, Corrosive Projection, all of the strength mods, so we have Blind Rage, Transient, and Power Drift, minus the Intensify, just because I like having a fleeting on there instead. However, you can put on the Intensify if you want to become even more tanky. Then we obviously have Prime Flow, Streamline, and then we have Iron Shrapnel. Like I said, Iron Shrapnel is a main part of this build, and even the second augment, if you accompany with it, you can get really, really good Iron Skins. Okay, so moving on to the next build. So on this build, again, we have Corrosive Projection, and then obviously, like I said, we have Overextended, we have Stretch, and we have Cunning Drift for as much range as possible. I believe this gives 62.5 meter range. And then I have Streamline. This is to mean you can cast it more if you don't have an EV Trin. Constitution, Continuity. This is to add to the duration, just so the enemies are stomped longer. Prime Flow, just so you have a higher energy pool. And then, obviously, Quick Thinking to make you more tanky. That's about it, guys, and peace.